I built a company that coached 2,300 coaches. And then while it was still working, it was still making good money, I sold it. A lot of people thought it was a strange call and some thought it was a stupid one. And let me tell you why I did it, because if you're a coach trying to scale right now, there is a lesson buried in this story that took me years and a lot of money to learn, and I'd rather just hand it to you. Because I did not start as a marketer who found coaching. I started as a coach. I was good at the craft. I cared about my clients and they got really good results. But like almost every other coach, nobody had ever actually taught me the business side. I knew how to help people, but I had no idea how to reliably get in front of them and sell without feeling gross or building something that did not collapse the moment I wanted to take a second off. So I learned it the hard way, by doing it, by getting it wrong over and over and over again, and slowly working out what actually moved the needle and what was actually noise. And there were long stretches around me where there was just no good results. And as I started to crack the client acquisition for myself, other coaches started to notice and they started asking how I was doing it. And that is the accident that turned into the Coaches Cartel. It grew into a multi-7-figure coaching company, thousands of coaches over dozens of countries, and it was a real team, and the whole thing was humming. And from the outside, it looked like the finish line, it looked like it was the success, and on the inside, it was eating me alive. And being on the inside of it all, of that scale, taught me something that I could never have seen from the outside. I had a front row seat to the thousands of coaching businesses all at once I was going through as well. And that same pattern showed me time and time again, and I could not unsee it. The thing holding most coaches back wasn't effort. These were some of the hardest working, most dedicated people I've ever met. They were not lazy. They were not undisciplined. They were grinding, and they were held back because of the model that they were running. It was wrong model, maximum effort, and they were stuck every single time. And so if you're asking, so why sell a company that worked? Well, there was two reasons. The first is the honest one, and it's a little uncomfortable, and that I had taken that business as far as that particular model could go. I could feel the ceiling right above me, and to push past it would have meant more people, more management, more complexity, a bigger and bigger machine that needed me at the center of all of it, and more revenue, but probably a smaller life. And I'd watched enough founders climb that mountain only to find misery and just not funness on the other end without even a lot more money. The second reason is that I wanted to be able to build and sell a business, to have a big fat payday, to be able to prove to, I don't know who I was actually trying to prove it to, but that I was a real entrepreneur. I thought for me to be a real entrepreneur, I had to build and sell a company. If you've made it this far, seriously, thank you. I appreciate you being here. But real quick, if you are a coach or consultant who wants to be able to build a self-growing business without bloated team, a big ad budget, or working more than 3 hours a day, then make sure that you hit subscribe, because everything I share here is built for founders just like you, because it's likely that you are done chasing bigger and ready to build better. So let's get back to it. Because also I knew what I wanted to do after it. After selling the company, I went on to a consulting offer first, and I got that to $1 million run rate in just 63 days. Then I did an agency offer and I got it to $200,000 a month in under 90 days. And then I was hired as a fractional chief revenue officer. Essentially, I was a gun for hire that got paid $25,000 a month per client to 7, 8, and 9-figure info and coaching businesses to help them grow faster. And underneath all of it, and this is the real why, I genuinely believe coaches are some of the most valuable people in the world. If you really think about it, they change lives for a living. A good coach can save a marriage, save a business, save a person from themselves. And yet so many of the best coaches are broke or burnt out, or both. And not because they're bad at what they do, it's the opposite. They're brilliant at their craft. They're broke because nobody ever taught them how to actually build a business around their gift. The world is full of incredible coaches that almost no one will ever get to work with because the business side quietly killed them before they could scale. That is the thing I cannot let go of. Helping the helpers get rich is not just a clever tagline for what I do. It's the entire point. If I can hand a great coach a real machine, something that brings them clients predictably without grinding them into the ground, then they get in to be able to help more people and build an actual life while they do it. The ripple effect is enormous. You fix the business behind a great coach. It's not just changing their life, it's changing everyone's life that they then go on to help. And that is what I'm building now with the Rainmakers. The whole idea is to take what took me years inside of the cartel to figure out, the painful, expensive lessons, and giving it to coaches in weeks instead of years, with AI doing the heavy lifting now and not needing a full massive team where it feels like you're herding cats the whole time. And I try to live the proof of it, not just to sell it, but I am able to run my business and live around the world, have homes around the world. And I'm not just chained to a desk at midnight to make these things work. That's not a flex. It's the entire argument. If the model is right, the business funds the life that you want to live. The life is the actual point of what we're doing here. It's not the business. A business that gives you the money and takes your life is not a success, no matter what the number says. So if you take one thing from my story, take this. You do not scale by working harder. You have probably already tried that and you already know somewhere that that doesn't work. You scale by fixing the model that's underneath it. You are allowed to stop grinding and start fixing the model. You can build the version of your business that funds your life instead of eating it. And you can start that shift from today with the very next decision you make about how you grow. Because if any of this landed with you, I put the whole approach into a free training. The link is in the description. Just follow the steps to be able to know how to predictably, reliably sign on new clients and build a business around you sharing your gift to the world. All right, that's it for today. And if this did hit home for you today, and if you are building a business that's meant to give you more money and more freedom, then I want you to be able to do two things before you go. One, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. It would be a bummer if you missed out on everything else to come. Number two, grab the link in the description and be able to book in your free demo so you can see the exact systems, the exact process, and you can be able to install it inside of your business. Because remember, this channel is for coaches and creators who want a daily income, simple systems, and to be able to take time off. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.